Hey, yeah, what's up? This disciple Marcello Currents reign back up in this anti-Illuminati all day, anti-America all day, as you know. You know the reasons, you know why, it ain't no mystery. All right, so this video basically is going to be about the law and order phenomenon, this show, and just the whole crime cop back cops and robbers type shows and phenomenon that's been, in the culture for about 15 years. I would say that it kind of took off. I mean, we always had cops. We had cops. We had from back in the day. Everybody watched that. Everybody watched cops. But then when it became more like let's get the bad guy kind of thing, and then it kind of went into the wiring of the cop side instead of just meeting out in the field. When it went into the precincts, that's where many Americans stopped watching, including me. Cops. Okay, I watched that. Maybe even like Heat of the Night every once in a while, Matlock, stuff like that. But once they went into the wiring of the precincts and the cop side and their side, I wasn't interested. We back in the day, we even watched what Miami Vice, and what's the other one? Hunter. But somehow they got away with it. But Law and Order, they missed me with that. But you know, it goes without saying this has become a great phenomenon in our country. Culturally speaking, in the movie, I mean, in the entertainment area, even though now Law and Order is well over a decade old, it's people still entertain it. And my whole thing is the mentality that has come behind it. The influence that has come behind it, and I basically think a lot of these people, the viewers, they want to do cop work. They want to be cop-like. They want to do cop operations. But see, the only problem with that is, your law system is too faulty for you to play cops and robbers with me or with anyone else. That's why anarchy is on the horizon. Because now that 44 states marry children, why would you want to obey the law system? Why would you want to obey it? Which means no one will be obeying the law, which means that's anarchy. See, these laws that I'm telling you about specifically, listen, they're laws, right? Anarchy is by definition basically a lawless society. When you see laws where people are marrying children, do you feel the need to obey the law anymore? Do you feel any need to obey any laws? This is anarchy on the horizon. I'm not going to say exactly how it's going to happen, but I'm pretty sure Marines, military, all branches, police, no one wants to obey a country that is marrying children in 44 states. It's shameful. It's disgraceful. It's embarrassing. But it's also detrimental. It's also the demise of America. I know you want to think in some way that they can come out of this, but it ain't. So while everybody's watching these cop shows, I want you to realize all those episodes of Law and Order, whether it was the Special Unit, I think they got a Special Unit spinoff, all those Law and Order episodes that you have on DVD, guess what? While they were being filmed, guess what laws you had in place in your country in real time in America? 44 states marrying children. So all those recorded episodes of Law and Order were under the laws that were in real time in America, 44 states marrying children. So you'll say, why are you putting that together, Marcello? Because I'm showing you the contradictions in your community. They got all these cops and robber shows, shoot 'em up shows, shoot the robber, shoot the villain. But you got 44 states marrying children while you recording all of it, big baby. While you was recording all that, big baby. So it makes void this message that comes from Law and Order and the likes of shows like that of justice. It doesn't reflect that. It doesn't reflect justice. When you got 44 states marrying children, that's tarnish on your chain. That's all I'm saying. All that cop phenomenon stuff that you have going on in this show. I mean, cop show phenomenon that's constantly going on, because they got like all kind of stuff. I can't even keep up. But the other one right after Law and Order was what? CSI. That came right after that. You had CSI, then what? NSIC or something like that. And you have more and more cop shows. But my whole thing is see, I read between the lines. What the cop shows are doing is trying to create a sense of a good image of cop work and making it appealing at the same time. But how can it appeal concerning law enforcement when you got 44 states marrying children? How can you appeal with the laws, the law system, period? These people uphold the law. The cops uphold the law. They are law enforcers. So if you got 44 states marrying children as the law, how can people that enforce other laws appeal to you? That's a 7. You can't appeal to me when as far as being a law enforcement in 2022, when you got 44 states marrying children by law in America. How are you going to appeal to me? And how I feel is, how can cops not know these laws? How can the cops not know? I called the precincts myself in real time, real life. I've called a precinct. I've emailed precincts. Yeah, I'm in the big leagues for real. I've called the police concerning these laws. And you know what he said? Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. God bless you. He ain't know about it. He wasn't aware of it. And he is law enforcement and don't even know 44 states is marrying children. That's despicable. No disrespect to any cop personally concerning these laws and not knowing the laws. But at the end of the day, though, it still is despicable on any cop's behalf that you don't know 44 states and married children, buddy. You are law enforcers. How do you not know the law? Okay, let's just say, for example, if it was a episode of Law and Order, they go to a man's house and find a little child, a little girl. They realize that it's not the man's daughter, or nor is it his family member, or nor is she adopted. What they find out is that in his state, let's just pick a state. Any state that comes to your mind. It's 44 states. You're probably going to hit one of them. Okay. They pick up the girl and find out that she's married to the man. You want to make a Law and Order episode? Do that one. One here in America where they find a little girl and she's married to the man, and you think he's done kidnapped the girl. He ain't kidnapped her. You got 44 states married children. That'd be the best Law and Order episode you ever seen in your life. Because it will be real, based on real life. based on the real system of justice here in America. You got 44 states married children. You find this out in a Law and Order episode. That's the best one ever. Wow, I didn't know they had 44 states with child marriage. They picked up the little girl and thought she was a victim. She was married to the guy. And this is the real laws in America. That's what you need. That's what kind of shows you need. Showing your real laws. Maybe we should make a whole show about 44 states married children. Let's get into the wiring of this. Let's dig into this. Let's start a whole show, TV show on this. You want a cop show? Let's start one on that one. 44 states, we'll call it that. Just 44 states. 44 states, what that means? When there's 50 states, it means 44 states has got child marriage. Ow. Look, this ain't a game. So for all you people that want to be Batman and Robin, you want to be a sidekick, you want to be the main show, whatever part you want to be. You know, maybe you want to be Mega Man. I don't know. Maybe you want to be Mega Man for the video games. I don't know. Maybe you want to be Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know these days. These people are crazy. They want to be all type of fictitious entities, you know, and particularly in America, they want to go around acting like they fighting crime. But you can't do that in your heart of hearts when you know you got 44 states married children on top of your head, big baby. Well, you got one task and one task only to do in my opinion, before you if you don't do that, you're a hypocrite. So people say, well, we still need law enforcement. Unfortunately, what you got to understand is no one's going to sit up and listen and obey someone that is subject to a country that is marrying children. I don't care what you say. I'm not obeying that. I'm not obeying a country that has 44 states for child marriage anymore. Now, am I going to go out here breaking crimes? I'm sure they're not going to let me go if I do a crime, but I do not submit to this government. I do not submit to the law system and justice system. When they got 44 states married children, I'm not submitted to the law systems of America. That's what makes me a revolutionary. You supposed to be the vigilante. I'm a revolutionary. Well, that's a revolution. Did you know 44 states for married children? Do you realize what that's going to do to the integrity and character of your so-called American community and society and system? You know what that's going to do to that? That's a revolution. Automatically, instantaneously. While you want to be Batman, we're revolutionaries. See, the difference between a revolutionary and a vigilante is the revolutionary is not trying to maintain any of this foolishness. He's not trying to maintain necessarily law and order. He or she is not trying to maintain law and order. We see something wrong with the whole system. See, Batman didn't see nothing wrong with the system, did he? That's a 7. Ow. Did Superman see anything wrong with the systems? So then, really, you're not. That's why you're going to keep fighting crime. Hey, if you don't fix the system, you're going to fight crime, buddy. So I guess you're just making a hustle for yourself by doing so, huh? Let it be as it is. Hey, I have something to clean up. No different than the hospitals keeping you sick so the doctors will have a job. I guess the same things with the cops, huh? No crime, no cops, huh? See, the vigilante just works for the system. First of all, the revolutionary don't work for the system. I don't work for the system. The revolutionaries never did. Name a revolutionary that really worked per se for any system or the system that they revolutionized. Did they work for it necessarily? What were they assisting it? I don't think so. Obviously not. See, the vigilantes, they just maintain and assist the system. When we revolutionaries, we feel like the system is the whole problem. You got 44 states marrying children, while you got law enforcement assisting the system. That's a 7. Ow. Ow. You got law enforcement and the likes of law enforcement assisting and maintaining the law system that has 44 states with child marriage. You see, so what does that mean? You say, Marcello, then what does that mean? It means it's the end of this system. Tell Batman, tell the vigilantes, it's the end of a system that you've been trying to maintain. See, that's the difference between a revolutionary, and someone that's maintaining the system. That's all you're doing, Batman. You're maintaining the system. We're telling people that this got to go. You got 44 states married children. Nah, buddy, we ain't trying to maintain that. Anybody trying to maintain 44 states married children law system? Any cops out there trying to maintain it, trying to make it look good and pretty, trying to keep the leaves off of it. You trying to keep the leaves off 44 states married children? It's a shame. It's a shame. So anybody, anywhere, let me tell you something, man. If it applies to the police, you know it applies to the thugs. Okay? Everybody sitting under this system called America, and it has 44 states marrying children in it. What the gangsters gonna say? Ain't nothing you can say. Scratch your head and tell me, let the force be with you. That's all you can do. That's all the gangsters gonna do. Let the force be with you, bro. Force already with me. That's how I got this far. Force is already with me. That's why I'm this. That's why I'm where I'm at. You explain it any other way when your whole society don't even know nothing about this. The force got to be with me. It ain't with them, obviously. It ain't with all your vigilantes. It's not with your little people that think they got talents. How come they ain't reveal it to you then? How come all these psychics and telepaths? I love to say this part. How come they ain't tell you? All these witches and warlocks, these people who claim to have magical power, how come they didn't tell you about it? Well, let's put it like this. Why all the white witches didn't tell you? All these people that claim to be white witches, white psychics, white warlocks. Why you didn't tell us about this? Then guess what that means? That I outrank you. You're interested in being a vigilante. I'm interested in being a revolutionary. You see the difference between me and you? That's why you can't put your finger on it. That's why I'm ahead of you. Well, you can't start a revolution if you don't know what's ahead, and you have to be able to metamorph something. You have to be able to dissolve, defeat, destroy, metamorph something. You have to be able to bring about a change, and the change has to be distinguished. The change has to have a definition. I'm telling you what you need to do. All you people that fight crime, if somebody do a drive-by and kill kids, I recommend giving them 20 years without a chance of parole. That's it. This is what happens, okay? Now, like I said, for all you little grandmoms out there and your aunties out there that love to put on your favorite meal and watch Law and Order. Okay, while all those episodes, I'm sorry to tell you, while all those episodes are being performed, you had 44 states with child marriage in America. While those episodes were literally being recorded. That's what I'm trying to convey to you. That's what I'm trying to articulate. Why those episodes were being recorded, just like I'm recording this video. The real reality in the country, not the movie, not the show, the real reality while they're recording these shows is that America had 44 states marrying children. The age of consent under 18 in 40 states as well. While this was being filmed. This is the facts. In no place in history has America ever had the age of consent at 18 in all 50 states. So you ain't never been able to be really a law enforcer now, are you? Now, have you? You've never been able to be that. That's why they never worked out. That's why there's probably why there's police brutality and everything in between. Police shootings and all of that. It doesn't appeal to me in this time. I'm just letting you know. Because you got people out here, I love Law and Order, I just, they got to get the bad guys off the streets. You know who else they need to get off the streets? 44 states, the politicians that passed 44 states child marriage in your country. So see, none of this is void. None of this is valid. Law and Order isn't valid to me as a show and a energy in any of those cop shows as a energy when you have 44 states marrying children. How is it valid as an energy? As an energy of law enforcement and justice. How is it that? Apprehending the evil out of your community. How is that a real vibration? When they got 44 states marrying children, baby. Now you see what I'm saying. It's not even a valid vibration. It's not real, in other words, in your society when they marrying children. That's why I can't wait to tell these inmates in prison about this. They're going to hit the fan. They're going to be like, why should anybody be locked up then? These people marrying children, why should any of us be locked up? Period. In prison, they're willing to kill these child molesters, right? Most prisoners, the average, more than half, I would say about 60% of inmates could care less if a child molester is killed in prison. 60% of them wouldn't even care. 40% might have compassion. Might feel like they're doing their time and just let them do their time. The other 60% is proactive about a form of justice. So that's the culture in the prison system. So how you think 44, so how does it look? How do you think these prisoners will feel after they done killed child molesters? 44 states marrying children by law, big baby, boom. You know what they're going to look at me as? Marcello, you the hero, bro. You are the hero. Here we are playing around so-called predators, right? Killing the predators. But then we got 44 states with child marriage in the country. Most prisoners are going to feel just like me. I feel no need to submit to it anymore. I'm not going to go out here and do the craziest things because they're not trying to hear. They're not trying to hear it like that. Well, you got 44 states marrying children. I just decided not to obey the law. Only way that's going to happen is when everybody find out. Then that's when you're going to have anarchy. Well, when everybody find out it's 44 states marrying children, including your children, when everybody finds this out, that's the end. No one will feel the need to obey this system any longer. I know you're trying to influence people not to feel that way, but it ain't gonna work. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they got their agents out there trying to make people feel like it's okay halfway to be with young people. That's what they're doing right now, I bet. How much you gonna put on that? They're influencing the people that it's kind of okay to be with young children. That's what they got to be doing, because how you gonna get around it? In a society that's, like I said, prisoners that's willing to kill pedophiles, society that's willing to do it too. How you gonna get them? How you gonna get them to see your situation differently? That's a 7. Al. How you gonna get them to see you not like a pedophile? How are they not gonna put you in that same category? Huh? How are they not gonna look at you the same way they look at a pedophile? How are these prisoners in prison right now? How are they gonna look at you? Wait till they find this out. I've already made videos for them. Yeah. I mentioned all the top, most dangerous facilities in the country. And I asked the viewers of this video, how do they think these dangerous inmates in the most dangerous facilities across the country, how do you think they will process mentally that 44 states in America has child marriage? You know what I think? I need to be talking to prisoners and not talking to the community, because I'm not getting the right response. I need to talk to some inmates, some real felons. That's where the right response is at. All this nonchalant, I'll still sip my coffee kind of attitude. You ain't fooling me. You know this country is done. It's done. It's done. When people apply the same principles and the same pressure that they apply to pedophiles on you people that have passed these laws, it's over. If they're worried about abortion and all of this, that, and the third, you know you're not going to walk away from this. You know that. So it's just a matter of time at this point. And like I told the police a long time ago, if you know about this and you still working for them, I don't see how you can do it. How can you work for them? How can you do it? I'm trying to figure out how you can work for them while they're marrying children. You have to quit your job. At least as law enforcement. You can't work. You can't do it. I don't care what you say about your family, feeding your family. God will provide. You cannot work for a country in law enforcement that is marrying children in 44 states. You can't do it. You can say, well, my principles are my principles, but you're still serving the system. Just as the vigilante does. You're still serving the system. You're supporting it. You're serving it. 44 states marry children. You're supporting and serving it. And you can't pick and choose which part you want to serve and support. You have to come out of America. You have to. And so for some of y'all, it's very scary. But see, for me, I've accepted the reality of separation from America years ago. Years ago. So see, that's why y'all scared. You just now facing this reality, the thoughts of the reality of, you know, separated from this country. I've been entertaining the thoughts of this. That's why when the time came and I got the information on 44 states marrying children, I was ready. I was already ready. I was already ready in the position of having had separated from this country. You know, so all that law and order stuff and all that stuff is it's not valid, man. It's foolishness. When they got 44 states marrying children, go tell the prisoners, tell your folks that you write letters to in prison, tell them about 44 states of child marriage. Yeah, anybody you writing in jail, anybody you writing in prison, tell them about 44 states marrying children right here in America, baby. That's the law. Tell them about the age of consent under 18 in 40 states. Why you got these vigilantes out here and these people that think they upholding the law. That includes Neighborhood Watch too, you too. 44 states marrying children. How you sitting around talking about you neighborhood watching with 44 states marrying children? In the South, we call that putting the cart before the horse. That's what we call it, putting the cart before the horse. You got 44 states marrying children, and you going out here trying to fight crime. You putting the cart before the horse. None of that law and order stuff, man. It was all filmed under the country that has 44 states marrying children.